Going.
Oh yeah. Have you ever gone out for lunch with someone and really gotten to know them?
Have you ever gone out for lunch with someone that you've never met?
That's what we're gonna do today.
We decided that we were gonna make people sandwiches just to stretch the idea of getting to know someone over lunch as far as we could.
We're gonna trade sandwiches for stories with strangers. Yeah, driving's not ideal, but
I win.
Everybody's got some kind of social anxiety, and what we're trying to do is break through that using
Sandwiches with strangers.
So we got a few things that we're gonna do. So number one is
We're gonna go and pick up ingredients for sandwiches.
number two is we're gonna make said sandwiches.
Number three, we're gonna get ourselves into the CBD of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, and find people to give these sandwiches to.
Number four, we're trading sandwiches for stories.
I'm on board.
Let's get it.
I wanna eat the sandwiches.
Sweet.
I'm hungry.
Cool. We're gonna get the ingredients.
Let's do it.
It's game time. We're gonna go swap these beautiful sandwiches for some stories.
I'm a little bit anxious about this next step. Social anxiety is real, so just imagining it is making me hesitate, but
They're fresh sandwiches. We've got two of them. We've got a spiced potato and barbecue tempeh sandwich. Woo! And we got
honey roasted pumpkin and avocado. That's got spinach, caramelized onion, a little bit of relish too.
gourmet. We're gonna hit up four places. First place, we're gonna go to the Botanical Gardens. Second place, we're gonna go to Melbourne Central. Third place,
We're gonna hit the State Library of Victoria.
I don't want to give them to people. I don't want them. Let's go swap these sandwiches for some stories. See you guys in the field. Okay, so we've figured out that we've only got an hour and a half of sunlight to try and swap these sandwiches for stories, so we've decided that we're just gonna go for numbers. We're pretty much just gonna ask anyone. I mean, I was gonna try and be selective and just find people that I think were gonna be into it, but
We might just have to go real hard on the people.
we're gonna have to go real hard. I'm nervous, man.
Yeah.
Like, I need some centering thoughts because I guess I just want to control the outcome. I just want 4 people to have sandwiches. I want 4 stories. And I'm nervous about not getting that.
I think really it's gonna come down to like the confidence with which we approach strangers
Yeah.
and our sureness, our self-assurity. Self-assurity?
Yeah.
Self-assurance?
I'm just nervous. I don't really talk to strangers that much. Yeah. I mean, what are we even doing it for? It's a nice gesture, isn't it?
But we really are trying to do it to break down social barriers and to really stretch the idea of connecting with someone over a meal.
People are inherently good, right?
People are inherently good.
First one. Hey bro, how you doing?
No
This
problem.
is Dylan. He's our man.
And you can tell us basically any kind of story about yourself. The one.
Sweet, thanks man. I'm making my way around the world to Australia, Humby Bay, Port Lincoln, surfing, scuba diving, Queenstown, New Zealand, do a ski season there, Japan.
Nihongo ga hanashimasu ka?
No, right now
Wow.
I'm focused on just seeing and doing as much as I can.
Thank you so much for telling us
No,
about
about
yourself.
it all, guys.
Is it worth it?
Oh. Cheers,
brother.
No problem at all.
Take
You're
care.
welcome. Yeah,
Safe travel.
we'll do. Thanks, lad.
Yeah, I guess it's 2 for 1 time.
I'm down for it. 2 for 1's not a vibe. I didn't ask why. I probably should ask why, shouldn't I? We're just in the Botanical Gardens.
Off he goes into the green distance. So I have no idea what's going on over there. Pat said "oh" really pretty loudly, so I feel like that's either a definite yes or a definite no. Let's see what happens. You picked a good spot to sit and to be filmed.
So we've got 2 kinds of sandwiches. So there's the honey pumpkin, or there's the spiced potato and tempeh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's the pumpkin one.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
you wanna
Thank
grab
you.
it. That's okay.
That's awesome. It's kind of happened, didn't it? It
Yeah.
just felt like the right thing. I found recently something in me changed in the last 2 months. I catch public transport a lot.
Yeah.
You know, there's also that stigma around not talking to people on public transport. I've started to have more conversations with people either at the tram stop or on the, and it's just kind of happening, flowing, because that's a place where people like to try to protect themselves. I'm definitely up for breaking that. The first conversation I had with someone I think kind of needed the conversation. So I met a very whimsical, strange, interesting lady who was writing a story about the dragon that lived in a bowl of soup or something. This was someone that just needed to be seen as someone who was, she was frustrated she had to do a normal job and she wanted to be different. We've all got a common bond, we're all the same and we think we're different, but we can all connect and we come from the earth and we return to the earth. I do get frustrated that the masks go on. I mean, I guess part of that, going back, you know, this is how I work, and on that conversation with that lady, I mean, that was an interesting person. The conversations and the people you can meet just by being more open. The world's interesting. No worries, thank you for the
appreciate
sandwich.
it, thank you.
That's okay.
Should we get a shot with the sandwich?
Can I?
Okay, we're in the city now. Woohoo! State Library and food court. City slickers, man. City slickers.
But there's so many beautiful people.
Ben's looking for some people that want some sandwiches. So a fair few people around, so hopefully there's people that want sandwiches. I don't know what he's doing, so I'm just gonna, I have to stand by. State Library's a tricky one.
Yeah, so there are two things going on right now. My confidence for some reason isn't going too well here in the city. Yeah, so I'm walking up to people expecting them to be like, no, what the
Flip it. Expect them to be like, yep, I'm hungry.
part of it.
What kind of story?
Whatever you like. This is Pat.
That's right.
We've got two kinds of sandwiches in here. They're both vegetarian sandwiches.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'll take the pumpkin one.
We tried to make them as good as we could so that people aren't just like eating crappy, disappointing sandwiches.
I'd still take a crappy disappointing sandwich. It's a very nice concept.
So that's it. You got the pumpkin one? No problem.
Today I had a first aid course. I'm also covered in hickeys. It was like a room of like 10 tradies, all like real masculine dude bros.
Yep.
I'm not that guy. And within like the first hour, I got pulled up in front of everyone to be like the volunteer for the demonstration of like to show where your airways are. So they like took off my scarf and my jacket and just like went like that and just showed all of them. And then I sat down next to this guy and he was like, big night. And I was there for like 9 hours. You live and you learn.
What about yourself?
Well, today I've just been at work for the last 11 hours. But work is making smoothies, a lot of smoothies, a place of smoothies, which I will probably not mention because I don't want to be sued. Currently have a cockroach infestation. So basically behind our juicers, there's a wall and I was cleaning it and there's like a metal panel in front of the actual wall. And I was just scrubbing it down and I scrubbed underneath the panel and about 20 cockroaches fell on my hand as I scrubbed across. I then shook them off, screamed and fell backwards, hit the juicer. Like, I opened my eyes and I was kind of like in a different part of the room. Like I had moved like 3 feet away. I'm fine now. Nobody found the bugs. The bugs ran away. Everyone knows there is cockroaches. Like everyone thinks I'm insane, but also knows there's a cockroach, so I'm probably not insane.
Yeah, thank you so much for the stories, guys. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, enjoy the sandwiches.
Well, that was a success. There was 4 interactions I went into, and one of them was very positive, and everybody that rejected me was really lovely about saying no. I feel great. Yeah, to the food court. Patrick, you're up next.
So we're in QV now. I'm gonna hand the camera over to Ben and work my magic. By the way,
I'm Ben.
Hi Ben.
Good.
Hi, Tony.
Lisa,
Yeah.
good to meet you.
We've literally only got 2 sandwiches left. Yeah, just grab it. Tony, the stage is yours.
I think a funny story was actually last week when I had my birthday on Sunday, and on Monday I popped up to work. So we had a team meeting, had a coffee, morning chat, and then I realised after the meeting when I went through the calendar, it said HPTL, which means Happy Birthday Tony Willow. I realised that they actually organised a birthday coffee catch up until after it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a brilliant story. Thank you for sharing that.
Enjoy the sandwich.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
And so does this. Nice to meet you, Lisa.
Thank you very much for the story.
I'm a loser. I wasn't filming. Can we get? Do you mind if we get that again? Is that okay?
Hey, me and Pat kind of messed up, and Pat wasn't filming that last shot. So.
Yeah, I used to be very shy and introverted before I started attending university and trying to open myself out there and meet new people. I was someone who didn't like to step out of my comfort zone, prefer to just be in the position where I'm like comfortable in.
Well, that was a pretty big day. I'm tired.
I'm actually this tired. Having a sandwich and trying to trade it for a story with a stranger is actually pretty weird. And I think just the fact that it was out of the norm is what kind of made it so daunting.
But this was a success.
We met dope people. We got dope stories across the board. The most important thing we learned today, everyone has a little bit of social anxiety. By talking to strangers, doing something outside the norm, you can kind of just defeat the things that are holding you back. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Just kidding, we use sandwiches today.